Hi everyone, I'm Shweta Vijay and welcome to today's podcast. I am delighted to bring to you three top names in the field of dermatology. Dr. Siddhi Chauhan, Dr. Praveen Banotkar and Dr. Kriti Banotkar. It is such a pleasure and honor to work with eucerin once again and to bring forward a conversation that is so information driven. We all know that eucerin is deep rooted in dermatological credibility. In fact, it is the first derma cosmetic brand. So today, we are going to be talking about science, skincare, social media, and all the chaos in between our conversation with three of India's finest dermatologists. Welcome to the conversation. I'm so happy to be here. How are you all doing?
All well, thank you.
All right. I'm going to start off with the first topic. Now, I have lived in London. I've lived here as well. And the first thing I notice is when it comes to treating skin issues, Indians by large don't generally consult a dermatologist as much as they should. I feel when there's certain body ailments, be it insulin, be it cholesterol, they'll go and run to a doctor. But it's not the same with a dermatologist. They don't take it seriously. What is your opinion on that?
True. So I think when it comes to skin, the neighboring aunties' advice, or probably the local pharmacy, prescribed
Right.
or passed on cream. I think that's the first go-to for any person.
Right.
Or maybe their local physician. And only when it aggravates or it's probably unmanageable, that's when they end up coming to a dermatologist.
Oh, is that the same? Have you also faced the same thing as well?
Pretty much. I feel, traditionally in India, it's always been a grandmother-driven, mother-driven
Right.
recipes for skin, whether it's, your milk application or neem leaf application. So I think that trend created a mindset. And that mindset has lasted for decades till date.
Yeah.
So I think anything related to skin initially was never considered very important.
Right.
And I think over a period of time, with social media and awareness, I think things are changing now with social media,
Right.
where people now tend to visit at least someone in skincare. The dermatologist being the primary caregiver.
Absolutely. I think people are more comfortable Googling their,
Yes.
their, the DIY remedies than just taking the help from a professional.
Yeah. So I've had these patients coming in with their Insta hacks and trying to ask me if that works or that doesn't work.
Oh dear.
So we have those people coming in now who trust the advice given on Insta a lot more these
Right,
days rather
right.
than going to the doctor.
Yeah. So, I know for a fact that the skincare content creation game has changed a lot. There's a whole lot of information right out there. There are loads more content creators coming into the scene, dermatologists who have turned into content creators. So I know that when it comes to skin issues, a lot of people always still discuss about acne. That seems to be a very prevalent issue. But in my opinion, I feel a lot more emphasis should be given on pigmentation, acne scarring.
Yes.
Am I wrong over here?
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Because that's what's really, causing a psychosocial impact on most of the individuals.
Right.
The pigmentation. So it's fair
Yeah.
to talk about it.
Yeah, and being brown skin, we are prone to pigmentation. So pigmentation is something we very commonly see as well, but it's often neglected
Yeah.
because it doesn't harm your health. So it's often neglected and often
Ignored mostly.
ignored,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And overall, if you see in terms of aging, when you're talking about a Caucasian skin type, European skin type, or American skin type, the aging is always in terms of fine lines, wrinkles, which has always been spoken about. In Indian skin type or Asian skin type, it's more related sometimes to hyperpigmentation as well.
We pigment very easily.
Yes, and there are patients who come to us saying that there are some pigment spots on the cheek.
Right.
They were not there, maybe 5 years ago, and why have they come up suddenly?
Yeah.
They are between the ages of 40 to 45.
Yeah.
So Indian skin type, as you age, you tend to hyperpigment. You tend to have pigmentation.
Yeah.
And hypopigmentation obviously is more visible, as she mentioned, when you have hypopigmentation, more visible on a Asian skin type or an Indian skin type. So pigmentary issues are definitely something that people nowadays, are more bothered about.
Yeah, because even if we scar, we get a cut, that's the kind of pigmentation just remains on the...
Correct.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult to control too.
So what advice would you give somebody who wants to, prevent the onset of pigmentation?
So the first most important thing is to use a sunscreen,
Of course.
whether you're indoors or outdoors.
Yes.
Because all the visible sources of light may also affect your skin
Right.
and cause a lot of pigmentation. So
Yeah.
that's the first most advice I give to everyone, please use sunscreen and use it more often in the day rather than just using it once.
Right.
It really matter
Yeah.
to control the pigmentation.
Okay. And what about you? Is that the same thing? Almost the
Yeah,
same
I
advice?
think the advice would be the same. In addition, a lot of antioxidants. Drinking a lot of water, sleeping well, having a good amount of vegetables. Your iron intake, that should be good,
More of a
because
lifestyle change.
lifestyle change, yes, along with the skincare routines.
What is that one skincare ingredient that you would recommend for controlling hyperpigmentation?
I think if I have to, say one element, it would be azelaic acid, because that's something that suits all kinds of skin, whether it's the most sensitive skin or it's dry skin, and it doesn't have a lot of side effects. So
Okay.
that's something that can be used by everyone.
I also feel that, for me, Thiamidol works very well. So, do you have an opinion on that? Because that seems to be just taking up a storm when it comes to ingredient base
Right.
as well.
Absolutely. I think, over a period of time, in India and globally, the anti-pigmentation ingredients have evolved. We started off with hydroquinone, which was, like a bleaching agent, which
Right.
many of the dermatologists still believe in even now. But we have moved on to an era where we are using non-hydroquinone based products. That's when, like what she said, kojic acid, azelaic acid, licorice, and now, as you mentioned, Dimol has
Thiamidol,
come.
yeah.
So these particular molecules are more targeted. They're more safe. They can be used by the masses.
Yeah.
And overall, if you see, there is no abuse factor in that. In the
Right.
sense, it doesn't cause an addiction on the skin.
Absolutely.
Like what we see with maybe steroids or hydroquinone. We see a lot of patients with topical steroid abuses. So that doesn't happen with these newer molecules. So yeah, so it is definitely something to look at.
Someone had termed Thiamidol as the Beyonce of pigmentation ingredient, So I just wanted to ask you, because for me, when I talk about the anti-pigmentation dual serum from eucerin, it was something that I used to talk about even when I was in London, but now it's easily available here in India.
True.
And the feedback for that from my viewers has been so positive. And I think it is also very gentle on the skin. So is that something that you would also recommend in the sense of, are you happy with the formulation now that you must have, I'm sure, of Thiamidol and the formulation of the anti-pigmentation serum. Is that something that you would actually recommend to?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's going to help in a way where it will reduce the pigmentation, will be
Right.
safe on the skin, not cause much of side effects. So, would be a great idea to recommend Thiamidol to the masses in general. So
Okay.
they would take the advantage of it.
All right. So now we are just going to go into the sunscreen segment, okay? Because that seems to be a topic that everybody is talking about right now.
Absolutely.
Now you open Instagram, there will be loads of 10 sunscreens that you must buy, or there will be chemical filters versus mineral filters. There's so much of information that it's an overdrive right now. Despite that, why do you think Indians don't go and don't apply sunscreen? There's not much of a sunscreen discipline, I feel. I've noticed that a lot because I'm seeing my friends and family members. That doesn't seem to be the first option, despite the information out there.
I think the overall probably education should begin at the school level. I think that is where we lack in terms of the education at school level when it comes to the use of sunscreen, and that's how then it gets propagated and more populated in the country. Overall, the use of sunscreen has always been prevention of skin cancers in the West, and that's how it's been promoted. In India, basic traditionally molecules that are available, like coconut oil, is also used by many and promoted.
I know.
So, like the other day, I was at a cricket match and I was suggesting a sunscreen to somebody, and there was some third person in the group. He said, "No need of sunscreen, just use coconut oil." So then I had to educate them. So I think education is what is lacking when it comes to use of sunscreen in individuals.
I think also the weather, especially in Mumbai, since it's so hot and humid, and when people are going to work, they're all sweating. So I think that's one factor that puts them off sunscreen. So I think it's important to choose the right texture and the right formulation as well.
Okay. I'm going to continue with my sunscreen topic because it's something that really, wins my heart all the time. I'm such an advocate for sunscreen. But we're going to play a naughty little game, all right? So the game that we are going to play is Never Have I Ever. And this is the Dermat edition, all right? So I'm going to ask you a few questions. If you have, basically, then you have to have a sip of water. If you haven't, then you can just shout out loud saying, no, I'm good. All right? So I'm going to ask the questions. All right. Never have I ever. Never have I ever gone to bed without removing my makeup. Ooh, spicy.
Never.
Okay, so yeah. Never have I ever tried to squeeze out blackheads with my nails.
Or
No,
never.
I don't. Yeah. Never have I relied on makeup SPF and skipped real sunscreen.
Not at all.
Hey, this is not fair. I'm like, this is a game versus all professionals. Okay, my cup might just be empty. Okay, never have I ever bought a product just because it was trending on social media.
Not at all.
No, I have.
It's my job.
Absolutely.
It's part of my job. I have to.
Same, yes.
Yeah.
Just
I have
do it.
another question actually. Never have I ever skipped sunscreen because I was indoors all day.
Never.
No.
Really? Ooh, we've got some really good children out here. All right.
You're the
Now
ones
we
who are advocating this, so we might as well do it ourselves.
absolutely. So my next question to you is, when it comes to sunscreen, what is the right texture? Because I always felt that if you got the right texture in a sunscreen, you enjoy the process of application. You include that in your morning skincare routine, even more easier when the texture is right. So for you, what is the right texture?
So if you have oily or acne-prone skin, I think something like a gel-based or a water-based non-comedogenic sunscreen, like the eucerin dry touch sunscreen,
Absolutely.
is the
Love it. I think it's a
perfect
brilliant
texture.
Yeah.
So I think for a oily acne-prone skin, something like that would be the best.
Okay. What about you?
So I think it's fantastic to have that concept, of an acne, suitable sunscreen, an oil-free sunscreen. These concepts were never there earlier. In terms of oil-free sunscreens,
Right.
they've come up now and become more popular in the last few years. And I congratulate Eucerin for taking this idea ahead. And they'll definitely be very popular in the country because a lot of Gen Z, a lot of teenagers,
Right.
a lot of individuals who love to use sunscreen nowadays would, I'm sure, fall for this product because it's quite light and skin friendly and non-comedogenic. Doesn't
Yes.
trigger acne.
And it is result oriented. That's what I also feel with the Eucerin sunscreen. It's, there's a reason why it's so popular here.
Also, we were talking about pigmentation earlier. So I think
Yeah.
a tinted sunscreen works best for pigmented skin. It
Yeah.
not only helps, to prevent excess sun exposure, but it also helps to
Right.
camouflage the pigment.
Yeah. See, with all this conversation about sunscreen, if you're still not using it, then, I blame it on you and your commitment issue. It's not on us, basically. I have a very spicy question for you. The latest controversy where sunscreen is concerned? You must have heard of it on social media, where a few of the brands were called out for falsely advertising the benefits of their sunscreen. What is your take on that? In fact, I want to ask all three of you the same question.
The study was basically in vitro, not in vivo.
Yeah.
So a study holds true when it's used on general population as well, not only in the labs.
Okay.
So I think that study was not a complete study; it was a partial study.
Right.
So I don't really believe in that study, if I can say so.
Yeah, I think, overall, apart from, dermatologists writing a sunscreen, it's also, very big responsibility
Absolutely.
of a brand,
Yeah.
because they do the hand holding, they it's like a journey. Skincare is like a journey. So any brand, any doctor, everybody is on the same page when they're prescribing or suggesting or recommending something. So I think having, whatever that's being recommended should have a lot of authentic, research into it.
Yeah.
And whatever is authentic is what should be, leveraged and told to people rather than, hiding it behind.
I think everyone after the controversy acted like they got a PhD in SPF.
Absolutely.
Correct,
They
right?
were
Yes, yes.
exactly right.
Absolutely.
I also feel that choosing the right brand also plays an important role out here.
Absolutely. Yes.
Where they are confident in
Confident.
building skin confidence, and at the same time just showing to the public, I've got my reports intact.
Yes.
So that is also a conversation that I feel was much required. This debacle that happened, but it opened up a lot.
I think people got more aware that it should be research oriented, whatever
Right.
that they use. It can't just be anything over the counter that you use on your skin, and it can have detrimental effects over a period of time.
Yeah. I wanted to ask the three of you, mostly for my audience, but mainly for myself, because this is like my free consultation right now.
Okay.
I'm still searching for my dermatologist. I'm new to the city, so I'm taking this as a free consultation. What are your top 3 sunscreens? I'm going to start off with you.
Okay. So eucerin, all the 3 ones that they have are really my favorites.
Yeah.
I've used all of them and I really like all of them. And I usually prescribe them according to the skin type.
Okay.
So the oil control really wins the hearts because
It's
in
the best,
humidity in Mumbai,
Yeah.
it really helps.
Yeah, I agree.
But all 3 are good.
And any other sunscreen that you usually recommend?
So basically, I go in for tinted sunscreens because they really help to camouflage the pigmentation. So that's the hot favorite nowadays with all the patients. They really ask for it.
For tinted
For
sunscreen?
tinted sunscreens. They are more aware about tinted sunscreens.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Really,
And
yes.
that doesn't leave any sort of white cast?
Not
No,
really.
texture-wise, it
gives
is really
you like a little foundation kind of a look, like something that like a primer would do.
good. Yes.
So that really helps.
Okay, lovely. What about you, doctor? What's
So,
your top 3?
if I'm allowed to take brand names,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, please.
So I think the top 3 that I use in my practice are, one is the eucerin.
Yeah.
The second is there's something called Ikran MS that I use, and third is a UV Dew
Oh,
sunscreen.
yes.
These are the 3 that I use.
So the eucerin one is the oil
Yeah.
control as well?
Is oil control,
Okay.
exactly. So I choose that because being in a tropical country, you need something light, something
Right.
non-comedogenic, as she said, it shouldn't trigger acne. So that becomes a very popular one to be
Okay.
used.
And what about you?
I think my top 3 would be the Instant Photo Protector Fusion Water Sunscreen because it's absolutely light and perfect for the humid weather in Mumbai.
Right.
Then obviously the Eucerin Dry Touch. And another would be the local brands like Face Guard, Photo Stable, which are again very, light on your skin. So even the men prefer using them.
So safe and effective, no gender biased out here. It works for everyone.
Everybody,
for
It
everyone.
works for everyone. Okay, my next question, a little saucy right now. What does your morning skincare routine look like? I really want to know because I'm looking at all 3 of your skin and I'm like a little jealous. So I want to know, what is the skincare routine? What is a dermatologist's skincare routine in the morning? What are the products that you use, the moisturizer? How do you layer them? Because there's a lot of confusion, right? Serum after sunscreen, serum before sunscreen. So I would love to listen to, your, the whole skincare routine. I'll start off with you.
Sure. So I basically start with a very dry, gentle cleanser because I have a dry skin.
Yeah.
I layer it up with a serum.
Yeah.
Depends on the season and weather. Either vitamin C or some other actives. And then I go in for a moisturizer and then a sunscreen. That's my day
Oh,
routine.
nice. So basically simple method, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah, that's also what I actually talk to my viewers as well, to my audience, that you keep it as simple as possible. And
And
it's the
something
basics.
that you can stick to.
Yeah, exactly. Not complicated. What about you? Is it the same?
So so I think skincare routine should be simple, something that you can follow and be consistent on. So I keep it as simple as possible. That is, in the morning, like a face wash, a sunscreen, and at night a moisturizer if I require it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I just sleep dry.
Ooh, and still light is shining
Yes,
from
and
that
shine
skin.
in the morning. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So I have a very oily skin, so I don't like layering at all. So I use a face wash which is for an oilier skin,
For an oilier
more
skin.
like a salicylic acid based face wash.
And that's okay to even apply in the morning as well.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. And then I use a very light moisturizer which is almost watery or gel based.
Sure.
And then I put a tinted sunscreen usually because I really like the feel of it. So then I'm off my makeup if I have a tinted sunscreen on. So that's what I usually prefer.
Oh, brilliant. So the takeaway from this is keep it as simple as possible and get out of the house without complicated things, right? So before we wrap up, I can't let our dermatologists escape without another fun game. This is 2 truths and a lie. And are you ready for it?
Absolutely.
So this is, again, something that I'm going to ask you, all right? The first question is, you need sunscreen even when you're indoors.
Yes.
Yes.
True.
Popping a pimple can cause pigmentation.
True.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, it
Yeah.
can.
All right. Dark spots can fade overnight.
No,
Not-
that's a
No,
lie.
not at
That's
all.
That's a lie.
myth.
False.
The marketing gimmick of so
Absolutely.
many brands. Oh my God. You should reapply SPF every 2 to 3 hours.
Yes.
Yes, kind of.
Preferably
Preferably.
3 to
Depends on
4
case
hours
to case, I feel.
Okay. All right. The next one is UV rays penetrate through clouds.
Yes,
Yes,
they do.
of
Yes.
course. Yeah.
Using too many actives at once can irritate your skin.
Yes,
Of course.
absolutely.
I agree.
Yeah.
Exfoliating daily is a must for glowing skin.
No, you
Not
must
No.
not exfoliate.
No?
daily.
Oh, okay. All right. To be consistent, it matters more than the quantity in skincare.
Yes, that's
Yes.
my skincare routine.
Yeah. I also feel when it comes to pigmentation also,
Yeah.
people expect a quick fix. So I think being consistent is also one of the most key.
Most key,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Thiamidol helps reduce dark spots.
It does.
Yes, it does.
Oh, nice. Lemon juice is a dermatologist approved brightening hack.
Absolutely
No,
not.
not at all. Yeah.
Someone is going to throw
Absolutely
something
not.
at me right now. Even oily skin needs hydration.
Yes,
Yes,
Absolutely.
It does.
Yes.
Of course it does,
Yes.
yeah.
Over cleansing can damage your barrier.
Yes,
It does, it
absolutely.
It does. Okay. SPF isn't necessary after sunset.
Not true.
Not
Because
true,
If you're
because-
exposed to
yeah.
lights, you really need
Yes.
the sun.
So, for example, the lights that are around us, the LED lights, the UV light, the phone radiations, the heat from your laptop also can trigger pigmentation.
Skincare hoarding is real.
Real. I mean, nowadays people are coming with bag full of skincare products to show us, saying that what should I apply after what? Should I layer it up? So it is real now.
Is it a social media influence basically?
Yes,
Youngsters
absolutely.
watching
I
it
think
and then.
especially the youngsters, they get so
Youngsters,
influenced. They want to
absolutely.
try out everything that's out
Teenagers,
there.
Yes.
And they usually come with bags filled with products and like, doctor, what can I use from this?
Absolutely.
And it's absolutely
In
crazy.
fact, it just reminded me of a case. A mother came with a lot of panic and she said, please counsel her teenager about product use, because one day she opened his drawer and she saw that it was just filled with different kind of snail
Oh my
mucin
God.
and products.
Yes, it is.
And young
And it
as
was-
in how young?
It was
13,
around
12,
13,
13
14.
also.
Yes.
In fact, just
I've had 11-year-olds also
yeah,
coming.
same.
Coming
The
in.
other day, I had a mother get a 10-year-old, and she's like, "Doctor, please guide my daughter what to use."
So the
because she's getting so
parents are
influenced.
asking for
Parents.
this?
Yes.
No,
Yes.
the
No.
daughter wants to use.
Wants
and
to
the mother's
use,
scared.
okay.
She doesn't want her to use. So
The
she's
parents
like,
are
please,
scared
yeah,
that
They
guide
don't want them to
children are
hoard
using.
things like this and
Yeah.
use things without knowing.
because
the truth.
10-year-olds want to start using vitamin C and they want to start using retinol, and I'm like, your skin isn't formed yet.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's also a lot to do with social media presence and what is said and put out there. There's no responsible taking, and I feel that a lot needs to be monitored. If it's 13, 14 you're
Yes,
talking
absolutely.
about, that's
And in
actually
fact,
in that as
there
well.
is,
scary.
in fact, it's come in the BBC as well. They are termed as Sephora kids.
Yes,
That's the
yes,
name.
yes,
yeah.
yes.
yes, I've heard of
Yeah,
that.
you've heard of that.
Yes, I've heard
report,
of that.
yes.
My 9-year-old niece took me to Sephora saying that you need to buy me this, you need to buy me that. I'm said, sorry.
And then she was upset. Yeah.
Can I ask you, what is the simplest routine for someone as young to start off, who appreciates skincare, who wants to actually maintain a good, a good skincare routine? you
Yeah,
know?
so that's what I mentioned, earlier about, getting education right at school. That is about, promoting the use of gentle cleansers, maybe
Yeah.
once a day or so, using a good sunscreen. And I think that's it. It's as simple as that. That's to promote the good skincare and obviously then to break all the myths and break these habits.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel education should be brought down at school level.
I love
Yeah.
it. I love how simplified this is, how you have just, spoken your heart out. And I think today's conversation proves that good skin isn't about perfection. It's about patience and the right science behind it. A huge thank you to our incredible guests for sharing their wisdom and to Eucerin for creating platforms like this that make science accessible and human-like. I'm Shweta Vijay signing off. See you in my next. Until then, bye for now.